NACT Spring season is right around the corner, and today I put together a video for you guys out there who want to become professionals and also have a chance at winning it. Increase your gameplay and have a higher chance overall of winning the NACT Spring season. Definitely get your notebook out and a pen because you're not going to want to miss this one. Guys, I've been in the scene for a while. I've had the chance to coach teams, coach players, and also talk to the top 4 teams, top 2 teams, and the champions of North America. And there's a lot of things that I've learned from them that I felt like I should share with you guys, especially for those who want to increase their gameplay. So today we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to go over a few topics that'll definitely increase that. Number 1, find a role that you specialize in and stay to it. It's been proven that playing in just one role, such as the jungle, XP, marksman, tank, or the mid lane position, is more successful than being that player that hops around and switches your role every single match. Even in the NACT fall season last year, we had some of the pro teams in the top 8 swap roles, such as they'd play a marksman in one game and then play the jungler in the next. And it just showed with their success rates that their team would often more lose when that would happen. The top teams in North America, such as BTK and TOB, they don't switch their roles. They play in the same role every single time, and it's just proven to work. You can even see this out in MPL Philippines and Indonesia. So definitely take that to heart. Once you guys find your role, I recommend watching MPL, especially the Philippines and Indonesia, on pro players who are playing in the XP lane if you're an XP laner. See how they rotate, see how they play a specific hero. You might think you have an XP laner mastered until you watch somebody in the XP lane from MPL, and it could be totally shocking on how they rotate, what skills they optimize, and also their itemization. This has definitely helped me when playing and trying to go professional, and I've also been able to speak to players that are in the top teams, and they all say the same thing. Find a role and stick to it. Number 2, after you guys have found your role, find your team. There's plenty of teams out there that are looking for somebody that can compete on the next level, and they would love to have you, but you got to know where to go. I recommend looking through Discord. It's definitely an amazing spot to find players in North America. I know MLBB NA is not the biggest thing. In NA, you can't just walk down the street and find a team, but I have a Discord server called the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy that has hundreds of teams in North America and a section where you can put your stats and your experience inside of Mobile Legends Bang Bang and definitely get recruited or scouted from some of these pro teams. Number 3, once you find your team, find a schedule. Often not, I see a lot of teams form and not have the time to practice, and it definitely shows when it comes to the actual tournament. Most of the professional teams, such as BTK, TOB, Bloodhounds, you name it, they play on a regular schedule. You usually see Mobile Zane live, or you see any of these content creators live, and they're always playing with the same players and practicing. That's what you have to do if you want to be great. I recommend also doing this off of stream so that if there is competition out there, they're not scouting your game plans. Once you find a schedule with the team that you're looking for, stick to it. That's right, guys. Consistency is key, and it's proven to work if you do it over and over again. But always look for new ways to improve your team. Communicate. And that goes on to number 4, communication. Comms is one of the biggest things that can make or break a team in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. It sets the elevation of the mood and also determines the entire game. These little key decisions that you make can either make or break your team, especially on the tournament scene, in the blink of an eye or in a matter of seconds with the level of intensity that these teams provide. That's why it's important to have a shot caller and also a team captain on your team. What is a shot caller? A shot caller is the one that calls the major shots in the game, like we're going for the Lord, or push back, we're not going to take that yet, or let's rotate over here and gank the marksman, or hold on, play for the late game, play safe, or be aggressive, let's go take the purple buff. But it's really important that you have 1 to 2 shot callers max. You don't want to have a full team calling shots because it can get very confusing and people can be calling multiple things at the same time. But if you have 1 to 2 individuals that are very precise at it and practice it over time, it'll make your team even more efficient. Team captain. It's important to have a team captain, and that's really somebody who's going to manage things behind the scenes, right? They're going to look at the gameplay, go look at your past matches, and kind of depict where you guys went wrong and where you went right and how to perfect your gameplay. I've done this multiple times with several different teams, and it has proven to work. Even teams such as Mobile Zane with BTK do these types of things. I remember in the grand finals at Las Vegas last year, I went inside of their team room and I heard them formulating a plan and really just boiling down to one person making those decisions and everybody following. We call that the hive mentality, and that's where everybody follows after one person and they move as a unit, and it honestly really works. Increase your hero pool. Often not, even though you've mastered your role, you might not have mastered all the heroes, and sometimes that can make you very predictable when it comes to drafting. Oftentimes I see teams look at a specific player and say, hey, we can make sure that he locks this hero and we can win this game and form a whole draft around it. But if you increase your hero pool, then you're pretty much countering the team and making sure that they can't figure you out in the draft, and it makes you even more flexible and valuable as a player, especially if you want to get scouted to some of the top teams. Level-headedness. That means remaining calm. Often not, when you're looking at teams inside of the NACT, stress definitely can impact your gameplay. You might be playing at home, nobody's watching you, and you could be the best player out there. But as soon as you get on the professional scene, as soon as you're on a YouTube channel, sometimes that pressure can affect things. So it's really important to remain calm. Remember what you're doing this for and stay focused. Itemization. Itemization is one of the most important things in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. You might know how to use all the skills. You might know how to do the Ruby DD, a flicker choke kick, but it's really important to know what to do with the items. Sometimes teams build certain items to counter you, or you can build items to counteract them, and that can totally determine the whole early to late game depending on how you do it, and it's proven to work. So make sure you guys pay attention to the items and understand what they actually do. Emblems and battle spells are in that same story. Make sure you guys check those out. Look at MPL Indonesia, look at MPL Philippines. Like I said, those are the top 2 regions, and that's where I get all my stuff from, and it's the same thing for the pro players. On that same note, stay up to date with the patch notes. Patches are always coming out, and it can change everything that you know with a specific hero or even an item or a battle spell. You want to make sure you're up to date with the latest and greatest that Mobile Legends has to offer, so always make sure to check your messages in game for those patch notes. I know myself as a caster, I'm always reading them, and I like to provide some valuable insight when I'm inside of the tournament casting and overwatching these games, but it's important to you guys as a player, as a team captain, as a shot caller, to also understand what is going on within the game as well. Last but not least, learn to take a loss in a positive way. Oftentimes you see teams lose a hard match and decide to disband, and that is one of the biggest problems that we have in North America. But honestly, it's the teams that stick together and win after having all these losses that have the higher chance of competing in the NACT and making it to the top 8. You have to learn how to be calm-headed, level-headed, and also talk to your team through your losses. If you can master this, you will go further than 95% of the teams in North America. Know when to take a break. I know oftentimes teams are practicing, running every single tournament that they can find in the North American scene, but sometimes it's good to give your team a rest. If you guys are fighting it out every single day of the week, every single hour, you guys are going to be drained, and that's definitely going to affect your momentum and may even affect your guys' synergy. So make sure you guys take a break when needed, so that way you guys can refuel and then jump back into it. If you do all of this, guys, that'll increase your synergy. Synergy is basically how fluid you are with your team and how well you guys can execute. Also, guys, make sure you're not only just running ranked games. Make sure you're also running scrims against teams that are at the same level as you or a little bit higher. If you're looking for teams to compete against, stop by the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Discord server. There's over 100 teams in North America out there consistently looking for competition to practice against. This will help you guys put together drafts, play in a tournament lobby, and also have more experience against other teams who have that same passion and drive, not just players in ranked game who only really care about progressing in rank. Speaking of drafting, definitely make sure you guys practice drafting outside of the game. I like to write it on paper against somebody and see if I can get the most optimal composition when I have first pick and also when I have second pick, but also make sure that it plays to the strengths of your teams and that you can still get the heroes that your players have the best chance on winning with. Understand your players' comfort picks and their weaknesses. Even though something's meta, if your XP lane can't run this hero, then there's no point in slotting him with it because he's not going to be able to perform. So it'd be better to just possibly ban that hero overall and do something that your XP laner is more comfortable with. And that is just a broad example, but overall, that is going to help you guys, especially in the drafting, which literally is 50% of the game. Do all the things that we talked about today, and you could be definitely one of the best synergized teams out there for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. This was just a really quick guide on things that I have seen through my professional career through my casting career and also speaking to professional players throughout North America for Mobile Legends Bang Bang and some of the top casters such as Mirko, Gideon, Naisu, and all of them. So make sure you guys do these, implement them, and I promise you, you cannot go wrong. If you like this content, make sure you guys leave a like, make sure you leave a subscribe, and also if you want some more of it, definitely shout something out in the comments on what we could do next. As always, I appreciate y'all. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Turn me up.